Okay, let me try. Sandaka Sutta number 76 to Sandaka. Thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living in Kosambi at Gosita's park. On that occasion, the wanderer Sandaka was staying in the Pilaka tree cave with a large assembly of wanderers. Then when it was evening, the Venerable Ananda rose from meditation and addressed the monks thus, "Come friends, let us go to the Devakata pool to see the cave." "Yes, friend," those monks replied. Then the Venerable Ananda went to the Devakata pool together with a number of monks. Now on that occasion, the wanderer Sandaka was seated with a large assembly of wanderers who were making an uproar, loudly and noisily talking many kinds of pointless talk. This pointless talk, the Pali word is Tirachana Kata. Tirachana is animal, so it's animal talk, in other words, base talk, low talk, such as talk of kings, robbers, ministers, armies, dangers, battles, food, drink, clothing, beds, garlands, perfumes, relatives, vehicles, villages, towns, cities, countries, women, heroes, streets, wells, the dead, trifles, the origin of the world, the origin of the sea, and whether things are so or are not so. Then the wanderer Sandaka saw the Venerable Ananda coming in the distance. Seeing him, he quieted his own assembly thus, "Sirs, be quiet, sirs, make no noise. Here comes the recluse Ananda, a disciple of the recluse Gotama, one of the recluse Gotama's disciples staying in Kosambi. These venerable ones like quiet, they are disciplined in quiet, they commend quiet. Perhaps if he finds our assembly a quiet one, he will think to join us." Then the wanderers became silent. Stop here for a moment. So here, this part it shows that the Venerable Ananda is respected by this Sandaka and his wanderers. I guess most of the Buddha's disciples are respected. Venerable Ananda went to the wanderer Sandaka, who said to him, "Let Master Ananda come. Welcome to Master Ananda. It is long since Master Ananda found an opportunity to come here. Let Master Ananda be seated. This seat is ready." The Venerable Ananda sat down on the seat made ready, and the wanderer Sandaka took a low seat and sat down at one side. When he had done so, the Venerable Ananda asked him, "For what discussion are you sitting together here now, Sandaka? And what was your discussion that was left unfinished?" And he said, "Master Ananda, let be the discussion for which we are now sitting together here. Master Ananda can well hear about it later. It would be good if Master Ananda would give a talk on his own teacher's Dhamma." I'll stop here for a moment. So here you see, they are also eager to learn the Buddha's Dhamma, because they have great respect for the Buddha and his Dhamma and his Sangha. Then Sandaka, "Listen and attend closely to what I shall say." "Yes, sir," he replied. Venerable Ananda said, "Sandaka, there are 4 ways that negate the living of the holy life, have been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Samma Sambuddha. And also these 4 kinds of holy life without consolation have been declared, wherein a wise man certainly would not live the holy life, or if he should live it, would not attain the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome." But Master Ananda, what are these 4 ways that negate the living of the holy life that have been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Samma Sambuddha, wherein a wise man certainly would not live the holy life, or if he should live it, would not attain the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome? Here, Sandaka, some teacher holds such a doctrine and view as this: there is nothing given, nothing offered, nothing sacrificed, no fruit or result of good and bad actions, no this world, no other world, no mother, no father, no beings who are reborn spontaneously, no good and virtuous recluses and Brahmins in the world, who have themselves realized by direct knowledge and declare this world and the other world. A person consists of the 4 great elements. When he dies, earth returns and goes back to the body of earth, water returns and goes back to the body of water, fire returns and goes back to the body of fire, air returns and goes back to the body of air. The faculties are transferred to space. 4 men with the bier as fifth carry away the corpse. The funeral orations last as far as the charnel ground. The bones whiten, burnt offerings end with ashes. Giving is the doctrine of fools. When anyone asserts the doctrine that there is giving and the like, it is empty, false prattle. Fools and the wise are alike cut off and annihilated with the dissolution of the body. After death they do not exist. I think this is the Dhamma of Ajita Kesa Kambali. He's saying there is no karma there is no pains of rebirth. After you die, there's nothing left. Nothing exists after death. About this, a wise man considers thus. This good teacher holds this doctrine and view. There is nothing given, etc., etc. If this good teacher's words are true, then here in this teaching I have done my duty by not doing it. Here I have lived the holy life by not living it. Both of us are exactly equal here in this teaching. Both have arrived at equality. Yet I do not say that both of us are cut off and annihilated with the dissolution of the body, that after death we shall not exist. But it is superfluous for this good teacher to go about naked, to be shaven, to exert himself in the squatting posture, or to pull out his hair and beard, since I, who live in a house crowded with children, who use Banaras, sandalwood, who wear garlands, scents and unguents, and accept gold and money, gold and silver, that is money, shall reap exactly the same destination, the same future course as this good teacher. What do I know and see that I shall lead the holy life under this teacher? So when he finds that this way negates the living of the holy life, he turns away from it and leaves it. This is the first way that negates the living of the holy life that has been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Sammasambuddha, wherein a wise man certainly would not live the holy life, or if he should live it, would not attain the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. So here, remember Ananda is saying that this first teaching, this Ajita Kesa Kambali says there is no karma. If there is no karma, he says, then what is the use of going about naked? Because these wonders, what's the use to shave? What is the use of exerting yourself in the squatting posture, to pull out your hair and beard, etc.? Because if there is nothing in the end, there's no rebirth, then both the ascetic and the layman will get the same destination. That means after death nothing exists. So this is the first way that negates the living of the holy life. In other words, there's no point to live this holy life. The way this teacher says, in the end you get nothing. So why practice all these ascetic practices? Again, Sandaka, here some teacher holds such a doctrine and view as this. When one acts or makes others act, when one mutilates or makes others mutilate, when one tortures or makes others inflict torture, when one inflicts sorrow or makes others inflict sorrow, when one oppresses or makes others inflict oppression, when one intimidates or makes others inflict intimidation, when one kills living beings, takes what is not given, breaks into houses, plunders wealth, commits burglary, ambushes highways, seduces another's wife, utters falsehood, no evil is done by the doer. If with a razor-rimmed wheel one were to make the living beings on this earth into one mass of flesh, into one heap of flesh, because of this there would be no evil and no outcome of evil. If one were to go along the south bank of the Ganges, killing and slaughtering, mutilating and making others mutilate, torturing and making others inflict torture, because of this there would be no evil and no outcome of evil. If one were to go along the north bank of the Ganges, giving gifts and making others give gifts, making offerings and making others make offerings, because of this there would be no merit and no outcome of merit. By giving, by taming oneself, by restraint, by speaking truth, there is no merit and no outcome of merit. About this a wise man considers. This good teacher holds this doctrine and view. When one acts, etc. If this good teacher's words are true, then here in this teaching I have done my duty by not doing it. Here I have lived the holy life by not living it. Both of us are exactly equal here in this teaching. Both have arrived at equality. Yet I do not say that whatever both of us do, no evil is done. But it is superfluous for this good teacher. What do I know and see that I should lead the holy life under this teacher? So he finds that this way negates the living of the holy life. He turns away from it and leaves it. This is the second way that negates the living of the holy life that has been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Sammasambuddha. So in the same way, this second teacher says there is no karma, no merit of doing good, etc. So that being the case, what's the point of living the holy life? So this teaching negates the living of the holy life. Again, Sandaka, here some teacher holds such a doctrine and view as this. There is no cause or condition for the defilement of beings. Beings are defiled without cause or condition. There is no cause or condition for the purification of beings. Beings are purified without cause or condition. There is no power, no energy, no manly strength, no manly endurance. All beings, all living beings, all creatures, all souls are without mastery, power and energy, molded by destiny, circumstance and nature. They experience pleasure and pain in the six classes. About this a wise man considers thus. This good teacher holds this doctrine and view. There is no cause or condition for the defilement of beings, etc. If this good teacher's words are true, then here in this teaching I have done my duty by not doing it. Here I have lived the holy life by not living it. Both of us are exactly equal here in this teaching. Both have arrived at equality. Yet I do not say that both of us will be purified without cause or condition. But it is superfluous for this good teacher, etc. What do I know and see that I should lead the holy life under this teacher? So when he finds that this way negates the living of the holy life, he turns away from it. This is the third way that negates the living of the holy life that has been declared by the Blessed One. So here, this teacher, this third one, says there is no cause or condition for the defilement of beings, no cause or condition for the purification of beings. If that is so, then what's the point of living the holy life? Since everything happens by itself, then there's no point to live the holy life. Again, Sandaka. Here some teacher holds such a doctrine and view as this. There are these 7 bodies that are unmade, not brought forth, uncreated, without a creator, barren, standing like mountain peaks, standing like pillars. They do not move or change or obstruct each other. None is able to arouse pleasure or pleasure and pain in another. What are the 7? They are the earth body, water body, fire body, air body, pleasure, pain, and the soul as the 7. These 7 bodies are unmade, etc. Herein there is no killer, no slaughterer, no hearer, no speaker, no cognizer, no intimator. Even those who cut off someone's head with a sharp sword do not deprive anyone of life. The sword merely passes through the space between the 7 bodies. There are these 1,400,000 principal kinds of generation, and 600 kinds, and 600 kinds. There are 500 kinds of action, and 5 kinds of action, and 3 kinds of action, and action and half action. There are 62 ways, 62 sub-aeons, 6 classes, 8 planes of man, 4,900 kinds of livelihood, 49 kinds of wanderers, 4,900 abodes of serpents, 2,000 faculties, 30,000 hells, 36 elements of dust, 7 percipient breeds, 7 non-percipient breeds, 7 sheetless breeds, 7 kinds of gods, 7 kinds of men, 7 kinds of demons, 7 lakes, 7 knots, 7 kinds of chasms, 700 kinds of chasms, 7 kinds of dreams, 700 kinds of dreams, and there are 84,100,000 great aeons wherein by running and wandering through the round of rebirths, fools and the wise both will make an end of suffering. There is none of this. By this virtue or observance or asceticism or holy life, I shall make unripened action ripen, or annihilate ripened action as it comes. Pleasure and pain are meted out. The round of rebirths is limited. There is no shortening or extending it, no increasing or decreasing it. This as a ball of string when thrown goes as far as the string unwinds. So too, by running and wandering through the round of rebirths, fools and the wise both will make an end of suffering. About this a wise man considers thus. This good teacher, stop here for a moment. This is the doctrine of Pakuda Kachayana. About this a wise man considers thus. This good teacher holds this doctrine and view. There are these 7 bodies that are unmade, not brought forth, etc. If this good teacher's words are true, then here in this teaching I have done my duty by not doing it. Here I have lived the holy life by not living it. Both of us are exactly equal here in this teaching. Both have arrived at equality. Yet I do not say that both of us will make an end of suffering by running and wandering through the round of rebirths. But it is superfluous for this good teacher to go about naked, to be shaven, to exert himself in the squatting position, and to pull out his hair and beard. Since I, who live in a house crowded with children, who use Benares sandalwood, who wear garlands, scents and unguents, and accept gold and silver, shall reap exactly the same destination, the same future course as this good teacher. What do I know and see that I should lead the holy life under this teacher? So when he finds that this way negates the living of the holy life, he turns away from it and leaves it. This is the 4th way that negates the living of the holy life, that has been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Sammasambuddha. These Sandaka are the 4 ways that negate the living of the holy life, that have been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Samasambuddha, wherein a wise man certainly would not live the holy life, or if he should live it, would not attain the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. Stop here for a moment. So this one, just like some teachings, they say so many things to make it seem very complicated. Actually, all this is rubbish. So it's also almost the same thing. There is no by this virtue or observance or asceticism or holy life, I shall make unripened action ripen or annihilate ripened action as it come. There is none of this. Pleasure and pain are meted out. So if that is the case, there is no karma in the same way, karma vipaka, then there's no point in living the holy life, pulling out the hair and practicing all these ascetic practices, because in the end, the ascetic and the layman will reap exactly the same reward, the same destination. It is wonderful, Master Gautama. It is marvelous how the four ways that negate the living of the holy life have been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Samasambuddha. But Master Gautama, what are those four kinds of holy life without consolation that have been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Samasambuddha, wherein a wise man certainly would not live the holy life, or if he should live it, would not attain the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. Stop here for a moment. So earlier, remember Ananda mentioned the four ways that negate the living of the holy life, and he explained it. Then he also mentioned the four kinds of holy life without consolation. So now this Sandaka is asking him to explain this, the four kinds of holy life without consolation. Here Sandaka, some teacher claims to be omniscient and all-seeing, to have complete knowledge and vision thus. Whether I am walking or standing or sleeping or awake, knowledge and vision are continuously and uninterruptedly present to me. He enters an empty house. He gets no alms food. A dog bites him. He meets with a wild elephant, a wild horse, a wild bull. He asks the name and clan of a woman or a man. He asks the name of a village or a town, the way to go there. When he is questioned, how is this? He replies, I had to enter an empty house. That is why I entered it. I had to get no alms food. That is why I did not get any. I had to be bitten by a dog. That is why I was bitten. I had to meet with a wild elephant, a wild horse, a wild bull. That is why I met with them. I had to ask the name and clan of a woman or a man. That is why I asked. I had to ask the name of a village or a town and the way to go there. That is why I asked. I stop here for a moment. So this man, this teacher, claims to be omniscient and all-seeing, to know everything all the time, uninterruptedly. But if he knows everything, when he goes for alms food, he does not get any alms. Why didn't he know? And then a dog bites him. If he knows everything before, then he will avoid the dog, but he gets bitten by the dog. And then he meets a wild elephant. And then when he doesn't know direction, he has to ask how to go somewhere, or ask the name of a village or town. Then they ask him, you say you know everything. Why he said you don't know the name of the village or the town, you don't know the direction here and there. He said, I had to ask. About this, a wise man considers thus. This good teacher claims to be omniscient and all-seeing, to have complete knowledge and vision. When he is questioned, how is this? He replies, I had to. That is why. So when he finds that this holy life is without consolation, he turns away from it and leaves it. This is the first kind of holy life without consolation that has been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Samasambuddha, wherein a wise man certainly would not live the holy life, or if should live it, would not attain the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. So this one, this man, when he considers this teacher, claims to be omniscient, but actually so many things he doesn't know. So he finds there's no consolation in this teacher, this holy life. Again, Sandaka, here some teacher is a traditionalist, one who regards oral tradition as truth. He teaches the Dhamma by oral tradition, by legends handed down, by what has come down in scriptures. But when a teacher is a traditionalist, one who regards oral tradition as truth, some is well remembered and some is wrongly remembered, some is true and some is otherwise. About this, a wise man considers thus: this good teacher is a traditionalist, etc. So when he finds that this holy life itself is without consolation, he turns away from it and leaves it. This is the second kind of holy life without consolation that has been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Sammasambuddha. So this second teacher, he teaches everything according to the books. But then when he teaches according to the books, there are some things he remembers, some things he forgot. And some is true, some is not true. So when his disciple or disciple to be considers this teacher, some of the things he says is true, some is not true, then he doesn't find consolation in this holy life and turns away from it. Again, Sandaka. Here a certain teacher is a reasoner, an inquirer. He teaches a Dhamma hammered out by reasoning, following a line of inquiry as it occurs to him. But when a teacher is a reasoner, an inquirer, some is well reasoned and some is wrongly reasoned, some is true and some is otherwise. About this a wise man considers thus: this good teacher is a reasoner, etc. So when he finds that this holy life is without consolation, he turns away from it and leaves it. This is the third kind of holy life without consolation, has been declared by the Blessed One. Stop it for a moment. So here, this third time, he uses logic, but sometimes his logic is well reasoned out, sometimes it's wrongly reasoned out. Some is true, some is otherwise. So this man finds this holy life without consolation, so he turns away. Again, Sandaka. Here a certain teacher is dull and confused. Because he is dull and confused, when he is asked such and such a question, he engages in verbal wriggling, in eel wriggling. I don't say it is like this, and I don't say it is like that, and I don't say it is otherwise, and I don't say it is not so, and I don't say it is not so. About this a wise man considers thus: this good teacher is dull and confused, etc. So when he finds that this holy life is without consolation, he turns away from it and leaves it. This is the fourth kind of holy life without consolation. This is the teachings of Sanjaya Balati Putta. It's a eel wriggler. So someone considers his teaching, is not satisfied with it, and will leave it. These Sandaka are the four kinds of holy life without consolation that have been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Sammasambuddha, wherein a wise man certainly would not live the holy life, or if he should live it, would not attain the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. Stop here for a moment. Actually, all these instances are mentioned by Ananda. There are such teachers in India at that time, and they are supposed to be famous teachers. But so I remember Ananda, without mentioning names, he points out that all these teachers are not perfect. And Sandaka said, "It is wonderful, Master Ananda. It is marvelous how the four kinds of holy life without consolation have been declared by the Blessed One who knows and sees, Arahant Sammasambuddha. But Master Ananda, what does that teacher assert? What does he declare? Wherein a wise man certainly would live the holy life, and while living it would attain the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome." So now he's asking, what is the real teaching, the real holy life? Then remember Ananda quotes is Sutta 51, that's on page 448, 448, 12 to 19. So remember Ananda said, here a Tathagata appears in the world, Arahant Sammasambuddha, and then he teaches the Dhamma, good in the beginning, good in the middle, good in the end. And then a householder hears the Dhamma, and after hearing the Dhamma and understanding, he renounces the home life and becomes a monk. Then having gone forth, he practices the holy life. The first one is Sila, and then after that contentment, then after that guarding the sense faculties, and then full awareness, and mindfulness and full awareness, and then seclusion, and then after seclusion, he abandons the 5 hindrances. purifies his mind of the 5 hindrances. Having thus abandoned these 5 hindrances, imperfections of mind that weaken wisdom, quite secluded from sensual pleasures, secluded from unwholesome states, he enters upon and abides in the first jhana. This is accompanied by applied and sustained thought, with delight and pleasure born of seclusion. A wise man certainly will live the holy life with a teacher under whom a disciple attains such a lofty distinction, and while living it, he would attain the true way, the Dhamma that is wholesome. Again, with the stilling of applied and sustained thought, he enters and abides in the second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. A wise man certainly will live the holy life with a teacher under whom a disciple attains such a lofty distinction. I'll stop here for a moment. So here, any teacher who can teach the disciple to attain the jhanas, then remember Ananda says a wise person would certainly want to live the holy life under this teacher. So that is how the Buddha's disciples value the jhanas, look up to the jhanas. And then after this he mentions the threefold knowledges. If the teacher can teach the disciple to attain the recollection of past lives, and see how beings pass on according to their actions, in other words, attain the divine eye or heavenly eye. And the third one, destruction of the asavas, and become liberated. Then a wise man would certainly want to live the holy life under such a teacher who can teach the disciple to attain the 3 knowledges, the 4 jhanas and the 3 knowledges. Then Sandaka asks, but Master Ananda, when a monk is an arahant with taints destroyed, one who has lived the holy life, done what had to be done, laid down the burden, reached the true goal, destroyed the fetters of being, and is completely liberated through final knowledge, would he enjoy sensual pleasures? Sandaka, when a monk is an arahant with taints destroyed and is completely liberated, he is incapable of transgression in 5 cases. A monk whose taints are destroyed is incapable of deliberately depriving a living being of life. He is incapable of taking what is not given, that is, of stealing. He is incapable of indulging in sexual intercourse. He is incapable of knowingly speaking falsehood. He is incapable of enjoying sensual pleasures by storing them up as he did formerly in lay life. When a monk is an arahant with taints destroyed, he is incapable of transgression in these 5 cases. Stop here for a moment. So here, an arahant is incapable of doing these 5 things. One, purposely killing. Secondly, stealing. Third, indulging in sexual intercourse. Fourth, lying. Fifth, storing up food to use for the next day. So because an arahant, he has no self. He does not worry about living. So this contradicts some of the later teachings. But Master Ananda, when a monk is an arahant with taints destroyed, is his knowledge and vision that his taints are destroyed continuously and uninterruptedly present to him, whether he is walking or standing or sleeping or awake. As to that, Sandaka, I shall give you a simile, for some wise men here understand the meaning of a statement by means of a simile. Suppose a man's hands and feet were cut off. Would he know, my hands and feet are cut off continuously and uninterruptedly, whether he is walking or standing or sleeping or awake? Or would he know, my hands and feet are cut off only when he reviews this fact? The man, Master Ananda, would not know, my hands and feet are cut off continuously and uninterruptedly. Rather, he would know, my hands and feet are cut off only when he reviews this fact. So too, Sandaka, when a monk is an arahant with taints destroyed, his knowledge and vision that his taints are destroyed is not continuously and uninterruptedly present to him, whether he is walking or standing or sleeping or awake. Rather, he knows, my taints are destroyed only when he reviews this fact. How many emancipated ones are there in this Dhamma Vinaya, Master Ananda? There are not only 100 Sandaka, or 200, 300, 400, or 500, but far more emancipated ones than this in this Dhamma Vinaya. It is wonderful, Master Ananda, it is marvelous. There is no lauding of one's own Dhamma, and no disparaging of the Dhamma of others. There is the teaching of the Dhamma in its full range. and so many emancipated ones appear. But these ajivakas, these mothers' dead sons, laud themselves and disparage others, and they recognize only 3 emancipated ones, namely Nanda Vacha, Kisa Sankicha, and Makali Gosala. Then the wondrous Sandaka addressed his own assembly. Go, sirs, the holy life is to be lived under recluse Gotama. It is not easy for us now to give up gain, honor, and renown. That is how the wondrous Sandaka exhorted his own assembly to live the holy life under the Blessed One. That's the end of the sutta. So here in the end, he's so, he's so impressed by the Buddha's Dhamma and the number of arahants that he asked his disciples all to follow the Buddha, the Samana Gautama. I'm not sure whether they did, maybe they did. But he himself, he said, he's already famous, he's not willing to let go of his fame as a teacher and become a disciple. So this sutta, the last part, this where the arahant is incapable of 5 things is very important. Arahant is incapable of purposely killing, stealing, indulging in sex, telling lies, and storing up things to use another day. Okay, we end here.